Okay, big drama in the news this morning between the International Boxing Association and the Olympic Association, the International Olympic Committee. Okay, and the drama is about the boxing and who is male, who is female. So there's two competitors that have been cleared by the Olympic Committee to participate in the finals, so they're guaranteed medals. But now the other organisation called the International Boxing Association, they have claimed in a chaotic press conference yesterday that they did genetic testing on these two boxers at the centre of the controversy, and the International Boxing Association says that their testing showed that these two boxers are actually genetically males, and so they're actually been disqualified by the International Boxing Association from competing in women's boxing. But the Olympics people have said that they can compete in the Olympics in the female category, and you'll remember that one of the female competitors actually withdrew because she didn't want to be, well, she just, it was not fair to fight against a biological male. So what on earth is going on? What on earth is going on? Can we not even tell the difference between men and women these days? And I have a transgender child, so I am not anti people who are transgender at all. I love my son dearly. But my view is, why don't they just have a separate transgender category in sports? Instead of having biological males who might be now consider themselves to be transgender females, instead of having them fighting biological females, why don't you just have a new category, a transgender category? Even have trans men and trans women category. It's crazy. Okay, so this is the underlying energy, and it's called travel. Find ecological ways to explore the world. So that's a bit of an interesting card when we're asking about what is going on with gender and what's happening with the future of the human race, gender, sexuality. Maybe that will become clearer to us, and I might pull another card from this deck at the end. So let us know what's happening. Is it fair to allow these people to compete in the female category? And what do we do when even international sporting associations can't agree on the rules? Empowerment, expansion, together, prosper, divine. So the fact that it says together indicates to me that in decades to come, not now, but in decades to come, there will be a togetherness. There will be some kind of an agreement on how to handle these situations. But at the moment, it's very difficult, and people are still trying to figure out how to work with this. And this flowing of the hair, it's making me get the sense that transgender people are feeling empowered. They're feeling that at last they're not feeling marginalized, but at what cost? Is it at the cost? And see the lady here, she's looking at the lion, and I wonder if this is the lady boxers, and this is the ones that the International Boxing Association have declared are male. And how they determined this was that they did DNA testing, and the issue really is that a biological male is physically stronger, is always going to be physically stronger, even when they take the hormones, the female hormones, even when if they undergo gender reassignment surgery, so-called gender reassignment surgery. Don't get me started on that. I will do a video about that as the mother of a transgender person. But anyway, I think this lady here, the lady is scared of the men competing in the women's boxing, and fair enough too. Okay, what else can the nature cards tell us? Confidence. So this tells me that those two that have been declared as biological males, they're confident. They're going to beat the biological females, and they're confident that the Olympics Committee is going to back them. What do you think? Do you think they should be allowed to compete? Do you think that that's a good thing, that it's a bad thing? Do you think that we're discriminating if we don't want them to compete with biological females? What do you think? Please let me know in the comments. Yeah, again, this is very much of a lording it over kind of energy. I'm just getting those two boxers who are biological males lording it over the biological females. I'm getting that they're using their biological male strengths and advantages to almost make a mockery of the women's boxing. So they were always going to win because of their genetic advantages. And I'm also just getting the words genetic engineering is coming into my mind. We don't allow genetic engineering for good reason, and the women have to withdraw or be faced with a consolation prize. It's not an even playing field. Mystery. Yeah. So there's the this looks like a castle, and then the reflection. So one is the true gender, and one is the reflected gender. One is, yeah. And I think it's also important to distinguish, and this is my view, between gender and biological sex. And I see this when my child goes to for medical procedures. Some medical clinics are now giving the option to say, what is your gender, which is in my child's case, it's the opposite of the biological sex. But they're also asking for biological sex because when you get medical treatment, it matters. Your biological sex matters. And so you might say that's gender assigned at birth, or some people might call it that. It's not gender assigned at birth. It's your biological sex that can be observed at birth. Anyway, I really am not anti-transgender people. I love my child to the ends of the earth, and I've been nothing but supportive. But pretending that transgender people are the same as somebody who's biologically female or biologically male causes all sorts of problems and difficulties, and that is something. And we come back to this card here, this mystery. It's a bit of a mystery to us as a society as to how we're going to handle these situations, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to do something and bring in policies that are fair to everyone. This tiger, big rush, forward motion, strong energy. So it might be this tiger here is giving the biological males the unfair advantage. And see right in the background there's the biological female fading into insignificance. Certainly in boxing, if you're in the Olympics boxing, as a female, you faded into insignificance because you can't compete on a biological level with those biological males. And I'm not saying that they don't consider themselves as women or trans women. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that biologically there's a difference, and they're using that advantage. And is it an unfair advantage? Some people do have ulterior motives. This dark, withered, no love. Yeah, so this is a very divisive issue. Very divisive. Again, this is my kind of predatory hunting kind of card. And the women who are the women boxers who trained for many years to get to the peak of their performance, they just feel that this biological men, what they consider to be fake women, I'm not calling them fake women, but what they consider to be fake women is they're churning it up, churning up the waters. They're causing strife, they're causing difficulty, and the women boxers who have been at the top of their game for a long time, they feel like they're being stalked, that the biological males are predators, in a sense, in this particular situation. So Yeah, this is what the women are hoping. The ladies in the boxing are hoping that there's going to be some kind of protection put into place so that they don't have to fight with biological males. And again, I always wonder, why don't they just have a transgender section or two transgender sections, one for trans males and one for trans females? There's more than enough people who are transgender these days, openly transgender, that they would be able to fill those roles. Give them a special category. Why not? Because that's the only way that I can see that it'll be fair to everybody. And it's not as though most people who are transgender don't tell you they're transgender. It's not as though it's something that they're trying to keep secret or hidden. But yeah, the women in sport need to be protected, and women's rights generally need to be protected. And go and look at some of the things that J.K. Rowling has said about that. She has been considered in the past to be divisive, but it's an actual biological fact that women and men differ, and I'm not even going to go into all of those issues, but yeah, particularly in the boxing, the women need to have some kind of a protection, because otherwise it's just an unfair fight. So we come back to the original underlying energy that we got, this travel. Maybe this is indicating that we've still got a way to go. We're not there yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. I've got to... this one jumped out. What does it want to say? Health and healing. Interesting. Very interesting card. Yeah. Tune into your divine blueprint. Everybody is worthy. Everybody is important. Everybody is vital. But there needs to be health and healing between people who are different. And I don't think that wanting a fair fight in the boxing ring is bigoted or trying to undermine transgender rights whatsoever. Not at all. In fact, I think pretending that people who are born biologically male and have the strength and speed advantage, pretending that they're same as a biological female, is not helpful. It's actually putting biological females in danger. Physically, in that sense, because of it's the boxing ring. So this card is a beautiful card of unity, and it shows that health and healing are needed, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. People shouldn't judge. There's the mentally, but we shouldn't also pretend that there are no differences between the biological sexes, and that's nothing against people who are transgender and identify with a different gender. And so we're going to pull a final card. Please remember to subscribe to help me to get to my goal of 150 subscribers. Work satisfaction. So for me here, this is to do with harmony, peace, working in concert with nature, being creative, maybe coming up with creative solutions, living in joy, those beautiful colors, the rainbow. So that might be representing LGBTQAI+++. So there's a way, there's creative ways where everybody, doesn't matter where you fall on that gender spectrum, or if you the normal, you identify as what you were born as. Everybody is part of nature. Everybody fits in. There's a place and a room and a role for every single person in this universe. And so in the future, this is giving me very great hope that in the future, people will come up with creative ways so that sport can unify us again, and instead of dividing us. And so to anybody who has faced any kind of bigotry, I send you love and light and blessings, and thank you for listening.